Pugh. That'll do it! That will do it! Pugh for Bournemouth! The roof of the Gold Sands is raised! Everyone here knows what that could mean to this football.
3-1. Bournemouth won 3-1 at Carrow Road. I don't think many of us thought that was going to happen tonight. We would have taken a draw, but we made it 3-1. And look, let's be fair, it could have been worse than that for Norwich. But we were playing against 10 men. We take a lot of confidence out of this. I thought it was a superb performance. We're getting right into it today. I've just come back off the free-for-all, so no opening monologue from me, but it's going to be your thoughts and your thoughts only. If you want to take part tonight, you can do so. There's the link at the top of the screen. It's afcbpodcast.com/take part. All you need to do is grab any kind of device, plug your headphones in, and away we go. Just go to that URL, you'll get redirected, and we'll bring you in as soon as we can. First person, long time no see, Paul Kenwood. Hello, mate.
Hi, how you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. It's been a busy year for me, which is why I've been sort of taking a back seat from these things. I'd moved house, had COVID, all of those things. But thankfully all fine now. So yeah, what a game.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, I mean, you're not just a Premier League fan, Paul, are you? Because in the Championship, we've barely seen you.
To be honest, I've got a weird thing. I hate the Premier League, as in like the whole spectacle of it and the tournament itself. The VAR, I think, ruined it for me. Just not being able to celebrate a goal and things like that. So for me, I'd like us to go up, but not necessarily for long. I'd like the money.
We've
money so we could buy like a new stadium and the training facilities and that sort of thing. Maybe become a yo-yo club, utilize the money, but sort of. I mean, I don't know how long it'll be before the Championship take on VAR. Anyway, it'll probably be next season now. Yeah. Unfortunately, but I think that will ruin the game.
So 3-1 over Norwich City. It started off pretty poor. I mean, let's be fair, we were awful in the opening sort of 15, 20 minutes, but then it pretty much changed on that sending off incident, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we're very lucky. Not lucky that the red card was given, but it was definitely a red card. But it was lucky that the incident happened. I think we were very much on the back foot. I said to Mr. Tiggs in a private message that we looked a bit like a boxer that had just been knocked down early on in a boxing match, and we got back up and they smelt blood and they were going for it. So, the sending off came at the right time for us.
It did. And we dominated after that. I was saying to Jeff on the watch along that there have been times where we've down to 10 men and we've been able to find something to, pose some kind of threat, but Norwich just couldn't.
No, that's it. They seem to have a game plan, which is, they need all 11 players for that game plan to work. And when they lose a player and it changes their formation, it changes their their style, they can't press, they can't do anything because we had the extra man. So we just sort of made the passing round them all. So yeah, it was timely. As I say, the sending off really helped us massively today. I think without it, we probably would have lost that game. Yeah.
And player of the match, mate?
Pearson, I think. Pearson for me. I think generally he was just everywhere, and he won he won a lot of free kicks, and towards the end there was another free kick that he won, and there was just a wry smile on his face as he got up off the floor, which just reminded me very much of Harry Arter when he used to play for us. It was a very, very, and even to some extent now having Lerma and Pearson both sort of trying their hardest to rile the opposition. It's kind of what Woodgate's all about. He came in and he said he wants us to win ugly, and he doesn't have to be pretty. And I think, as you put it, shithousery is very much a part of his style of football. And actually, I quite like it. It takes us back to sort of our roots, as you say, with Arter.
Yeah, love it. And you know what? There are some people in chat mentioning Watford. Can it be possible, Paul? Can it be possible? Can we do that?
No.
Oh, all right, mate. Give me some hope. But yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, let's actually just take a look at the championship table now, in fact, and we'll see that we are in 5th place. There we go, on 74 points, level with Brentford. Watford, I mean, they're 8 points ahead of us. They've got some tricky old fixtures, but come on. Surely they
won't 8 points and there's only 12 available, isn't there? So
yeah,
it's unlikely. I mean, they'd have to literally have a catastrophic end to their season for us to stand a chance. And of course, Swansea and Brentford also, who are ahead of us. Although on point goal difference for Brentford, but it would be some story if we made it up automatically instead of Watford, and Watford would hate us even more.
Yeah, they would. Paul, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. Take care. Thanks very much. We got Morgan Scott on, and look at that haircut. What the hell, mate? Are you a professional footballer with that haircut?
I don't know, but can I just interrupt with some breaking news that just come through?
Yeah.
Mark McAdam just put a tweet out, and it says no one would want to face AFCB in the playoffs.
Fact, yeah. Oh, you know what? I bumped into Mark McAdam playing football a little down like the other day, and we were talking about it. And he, he as much as anyone has been really surprised at how this run-in has just completely turned around for AC Bournemouth. And credit has got to be paid to Woodgate. We got Daniel here from Florida, who's with us as well. Daniel, how you doing? You obviously must be buzzing tonight.
Yeah, it's like this game is a very important game because if you see, if we lost this, I was thinking this, our confidence would have gone so down. I feel like I'd have lost every single game after if we lost this. So I was kind of worried about that.
And it's huge for momentum, isn't it, Daniel? It's absolutely huge. And Norwich were the hardest of the fixtures that we've got. Brentford, obviously, pretty decent side that we've got to play soon after that as well. But Brentford, the teams that are in the playoffs, Swansea, Barnsley, they're going to be worried about us.
Yeah, and that's another thing because we can already tell that. Imagine if we go, because we're the strongest team in the playoffs, we go to the Premier League. Norwich is basically already a Premier League team. So this was also a test to see how would we do against a Premier League team. Because you remember, what was it? Like when we were in bad form and then we started losing and everyone was like, oh, this team can't make it in the Premier League. Today was that test to see if our players are actually worthy to be in the Premier League and not get relegated.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to bring Robert, AFCB Latvia, in at the moment, and he says no more audio. We can actually see the guy.
How you doing, lads? How you doing?
The big reveal.
We won. What a game! 3-1. Okay, I'm gonna talk about more the game. So
yeah, go.
We kick off. I saw Norwich just playing really, really good.
Yeah.
They played fantastic football. Then they get a red card. We just played the whole 70 minutes. We just destroyed them.
Yeah.
Danju was insane. What a long shot. Kelly, what a long shot in a bottom corner. What a guy. Oh my God, we are so good. I want to cry because how good are we playing right now? Just like Daniel said, Norwich will be a new Premier League side. So this was a really, really big test for us.
Yeah.
It was a really, really big test. And hi, lads. Hi, Wing Lamb.
He has a face. I love it. There it is. Beautiful man.
I mean, I cannot even talk. What a game. I was watching that game. And I had on my telly, Wolves versus Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And championship game was even better than a Premier League game.
Wow.
It was so boring. So boring. Premier League is so boring. We don't even go. We don't even need to go Premier League. We have to go in a championship to play like this. We played so good today. I feel so good. Holy crap! I really hope neighbors won't call police because I'm shouting on my lungs, mate.
People are gonna, Norwich fans are gonna come on this chat and say, "Well, we had 10 men. We had 10 men. Of course, you're gonna get a result, but it's not always that easy to play against."
Aren't you first? Aren't you in a Prem? You will have to face challenges in Prem. You will have to play against like 9 men. You will have to play against Liverpool, against Manchester City. Yeah, you will play against like the big teams. So like you have to take challenges and play against like the bad Bournemouth. I'm sorry, but if you lose against Bournemouth, then I don't know, you're shit. Sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, I've got to say, there was. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What? Hope you lot bomb it in the playoffs. Up for Brentford or Barnsley. You can't block me, boys.
We will get in that. We will destroy Watford, and we will get in that second place. Come on.
Well, if that happens, I'd be absolutely delighted.
Imagine.
Thank you for the super chat to Paul Horry, who said, sign up Carter Vickers and Woodgate. Good work, Sam. Keep it up. Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much. Jonathan Woodgate, 6 in a row. It's weird.
Yeah.
In Morgan, some managers just suit certain clubs. He didn't do brilliant at Borough, but for AFC Bournemouth, it seems to be combining. And look, as Neil Dawson once said, he's a player that played in some of the world's biggest dressing rooms, like Real Madrid. He knows how to handle big characters. Maybe that's the type of person that we've needed. Someone who can handle the big names, like like Arnaut, Danju-magic, Philip Billing, players that may come with a bit of, self-obsession.
Wow. We were thinking, what are they doing? Where's the Henrys? Where's the Wagner? What do we know about our football club when they had just made a manager who is going to take us back to the top flight? It's as simple as that,
Yes.
Sam. We're 4 cup finals away. Felipe normally has a bit of paper saying enough or whatever. I have one that says Premier League. It's as simple as that. We play Millwall on Wednesday evening. Easy 3 points. I'm going to come out and say it. It's easy. Then we go to Brentford. Okay, maybe trickier if we can get a point there. And then we have 2 games against Wickham Stoke. By then, we should be home and dry. And I said on talking Cherries Zoom call the other night, what if Bournemouth actually get second? Because our goal difference is better. And it might happen. I'm not a gambling man, but I even said I might put £1 on it. What if it happens though, Sam? Because right now, Bournemouth are going, there's only one place we're either going, it's straight to the Prem, or we might be going to Wembley and that. But I would rather go to Wembley and do it and beat Watford and get a VAR goal.
Yeah, just imagine. What we're going to do, we'll switch up. Morgan, closing comments about that performance, because it was the first 20 minutes was pretty shoddy, but we managed to turn it around pretty quickly. I mean, I wouldn't say I haven't seen worse all season, but it was hard to watch that first 20 minutes.
I actually quite enjoyed it, if I'm honest. It was a shocking start, but I did think at 1 minute, are we going to get a goal like the other day? But no, it didn't quite happen. But it's been a good week. Sorted the old haircut out. The watch along with yourself and Jeff were very, very good. And Sam, they haven't let us down yet, have they? And if they take that could be another fact that takes us back to the Premier League. Man of the match, I would have to go to Arnie Danjuma, and I'll give Jeff a man of the match for his performance on the watch along, because I thought it was top draw tonight. Well done, Jeff.
Beautiful. Thank you to Rich Neal for the super chat.
Or maybe
Great
Sam.
win. Oh, you know what? Thanks, Robert. Yeah, appreciate that. I mean, I try my best, right? Rich Neal, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And also one from Luke Palmer Wood as well. Thanks for the super chat. It guarantees your message will get on screen and also helps support the channel as well. Saying, Danjuma, best player in the league. I think Buendia might have something to say about that. But either way, I think those are the best two. Robert, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Nice
lads.
to see your
Up
face.
the Cherries. Come on, lads.
Up the Cherries. Brilliant. And Daniel, some closing comments from you before you go.
So it's like, because Sam Surridge came on and he scored, don't you kind of have a feeling he might start playing? Because I feel like he kind of brought back our confidence. The red card did, but I feel like he definitely brought back our confidence when he scored, and then that's when we kind of started playing better. So now it's like a question: is he gonna be in the starting 11?
Yeah. Good point. The formation change seems to work for us. Daniel, that's a question, really good question that I'll ask to some other people who are waiting by. Daniel, thanks so much in Florida. Thank you, mate. And also Morgan Scott, I can't stop looking at your hair.
It's gorgeous.
It's so good. I'm just jealous. It's fine.
No, thanks, Sam. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, the best YouTube channel of all time. And AFC Bournemouth, we are going back to the Premier League. I'm off to Dean Court for a party. I'll see you later.
Cheers, mate. All time. Probably pushing it. Right, we got Aaron here with us. Mark, Harry, you're coming on in the next changeover, as is AFCB John. This John is coming in first, John Spark. And also we got Marky Masters in the house as well. Marky Masters, we'll come to you first. How are you, sir? You doing all right?
I'm very good. Can I just say this, everyone?
Go on.
So yesterday, good evening. I hope you've all had a lovely, lovely evening today.
Yeah.
So Aaron, John, I watched yesterday the game when we played Newcastle at the end of last season, yeah?
Oh, what, the 4-1?
Yeah. So you, Sam, was just dejected. And everyone that was on it, people like Kirk. And here's an odd thing. I'm seeing Aaron now. He's got a little smile on his face. The look on everybody's faces that day, whenever that was at the end of last season, was really bad, right? I could see you going through the motions, Sam, of like, I've got to rock up. I've got to do this. I've got to drop in I don't have to do this. And it was just a lovely little marker to see how bad things were not too long ago. Fast forward to tonight, we're all loving life, and we can accept the Norwich results from last season and all the nonsense that's happened for somehow just to sit back and enjoy it. And I know that the likes of Aaron and John can take away the game to precision miles better than I could do. But it's just lovely to be back on this place where people have got a smile on their face and enjoying the whole moment together. And I can see it in all of us now. It's a nice place to be on a Saturday night, isn't it?
It is. He's not wrong, is he, Aaron?
No, it's good times. It's such a feel-good factor. Everyone's mentioned the first 20 minutes.
I was about to say, I'll just cut in there because your audio is not particularly good. It's very. So if you have to, just take out the headphones and we'll go without it. Perfect.
Okay.
Far away.
As I say, you already mentioned the first 20 minutes wasn't easy to watch. They were killing us. We looked petrified. We looked like rabbits in headlights. They came out like a steam train, and who knows what could have happened. And it would have been nice to have seen how we would have coped against 11 for the whole game, but we'll take it. And as you said, playing against 10 men is not always easy. I mean, look at Newcastle this afternoon. They almost threw that away. And so, you still have to do a job, especially against the best team in the division. So the way we were patient first half, it was a bit frustrating. Obviously, Arnie's goal, which Dom wanted a bit of, was chalked off, which obviously was a goal. But I always felt that it would come, or would certainly get something out of the game. I didn't expect that turnaround. But no, it was great. And the only disappointments for me tonight were Brooksy again. I thought he's just not... When Arnie gets the ball, he takes players on. Brooksy comes in on his left foot every time. He never wants to take anyone on the outside. He's always playing a safe pass. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. We just need him desperate for him just to really click. Because otherwise, Stan's to take his place if he's not gonna perform. And Dom wasn't great tonight, but Dom's been great for most of the season, so forgive him that. And Sam obviously made a big impact when he came on. I mentioned on our WhatsApp chat about Billing going into a 2, and John laughed at that. It was good actually. I was worried Lerman was going to get sent off because I could see a fight coming and Norwich were baying for blood. So give Jeff a rest. He's played a lot of football, and I think the fact they had 10 men and Pearson was playing out of his skin, Phil Billing was still getting forward actually and supporting, so it didn't make much of a difference. But no, great stuff. There are a couple of minor little critiques, but other than that, it's all good.
It is. There's a few concerns of mine that Aaron alluded to there, John, one of which was Brooks. But we've always wondered about Solanki's decision-making throughout the season. And why did he touch that? Why did he touch it?
Oh, my God. He started turning into the number 9 we want him to be, but just in the completely wrong situation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can deal with all the positivity, to be honest, because I just I'm very, very pleased. I'm ecstatic that we won. 3-1's fantastic. Sammy is obviously delighted that her score keeps coming in. But I can't look past those first 20 minutes and just how much Norwich just dominated that, absolutely dominated it. Because here's the thing, is that game should have been the moment we all look at Woodgate's, reign over Bournemouth and say, right, this is what it's been building up to. How is he going to do? How are we as a team going to go up against the team that in Norwich are, without any doubt, the best team in the league? As much as we can say how good we've been and how we won today, and we did the double over Norwich. Norwich are the best team in the league. There's no doubt about that. I have no doubts. And in 20 minutes, we did nothing. So it's like, this is the thing. Now we can look at the fact that Woodgate's won 6 games in a row, and we did come back and win. It's not easy to beat a 10-man team, particularly a team like Norwich that actually have been very good defensively this season. They've been much better defensively this season than they were 2 years ago. So now no longer can we look at that as sort of what Woodgate would have done, being a man down against a very good Norwich side. Now we have to look at Brentford and say, right, that's going to be the time where we now see, can Woodgate do it? Look, I was always worried whether we were going to turn up today. And in the end, we did. We had players like Danjuma that can do his Danju-magic. We had Lloyd Kelly deservedly getting a goal after his fantastic second half of the season. I would just make a note about Brooks. I can understand the fact that he maybe wasn't that involved in chunks of the game. I would say I would look more at the lack of movement from other members of the team, the fact that Brooks didn't have anyone further forward to pass to. Solanki was, I don't know what he was doing today, to be honest. Adam Smith would make runs down the right, and then when he didn't get the ball, he'd just stand on a Norwich man, so he couldn't receive the ball again. Lloyd Kelly and Danjuma worked really well on the left. And, a quiz. How many touches did Sam Surridge get in 45 minutes?
Oh, you're going to say
11.
How many?
Aaron?
4 or 5? 4 or 5?
5. Sam Surridge got 5 touches in the match. And his first one was the goal, obviously. He attempted 2 passes, I think, and completed one of them. That's nothing on Surridge, because if you look at his game, he moved and moved and moved, and he kept making runs, and no one passed it to him. It was just amazing how many runs he made, and no one tried to make that pass, which Solanki never did. So, look, there's a lot of things that I can sort of look at, and as I have, that in the end, we won. And regardless of what you think of Norwich, regardless of what you think of Bournemouth, the result is 3-1.
Can I pick up on one
and
negative?
We've got a great evening and a great weekend.
May I highlight one negative, Aaron and John and Sam, that my only negative tonight, you ready, chaps?
Go on.
Is having to listen to Lee Hendry on Sky. I thought my life was all right listening to Gary Birtles and Divi 2 against Hartlepool. And it's tough. Sky is tough listening to the likes of Hendry. That's my only thing that was just kind of coming to crash into a bit of the negative side of this evening.
Just part of you wondered it. Yeah, did you? Oh, thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that. So, John, does part of you almost wonder what it would have been like had Norwich have not had a man sent off?
Oh, yeah. Very interested to find out. Well, here's the thing, is that I don't know whether any of you are familiar with the YouTube channel as much as, according to, Morgan approved, this is the best YouTube channel ever. But I don't know whether any of you subscribe to Tifo Football. There's a great video about positional play, which describes how Pep Guardiola sets up his attacks, and the fact that basically in lines across the pitch and up and down the pitch, you can't have more than like 3 players across and 3 players up and down. So there's constant movement, constant shuffling. And Norwich looked like they could do that. They've had Farker in charge for 4 years. They are well accustomed to the style of play, how to set up, how to move, how to create. You can see how fluid they are. And Bournemouth aren't there at the moment. Bournemouth are a developing team. They have a recent manager. They've lost Eddie Howe. They've got a lot of talent in the individuals, but they're not necessarily gelling in the team. But I don't think this is where Woodgate wants the team to be either. So we're still very much a work in progress, whereas Norwich are pretty much the finished article of where they want to be right now. So coming back into that game would have been a very tall order, because we would have had to have opened up more, which would have allowed Norwich to come forward. And bear in mind, look at the first goal. Ben Pearson and our press completely broken way too easily, very disorganised in the first 15 minutes. There's an argument as whether Steve Cook and Lloyd Kelly should have done better to prevent the pass as well. But look, that's all ifs and buts at this point. I would love to have seen what we would have done. I say love because personally, I don't think we had a chance of getting anything for that game after the first 20 minutes. But that doesn't matter, because for the next for certainly the final 45, we were the much better team, which is no surprise against 10 men. But look, at the end of the day, it's a 3-1 victory. I don't want to come off too pessimistic because in the end, the next game against Brentford is another huge test. If we win that, then third place is really much on the cards. And Watford do have to play Norwich next, and they have to play Swansea, and they have to play Brentford. Now, because Swansea and Brentford, if they beat Watford, also pick up points, it kind of makes the maths a little bit complicated. But it's not mathematically impossible for us to get second. So, you know, it might as well look to being that as a target. And just first stop is Brentford next week.
Before we switch things up, go on.
So I was just going to say that from what John said and what Paul Kenwood alluded to earlier actually as well, that first 20 minutes is a bit scary because if we go up, Norwich are going to be one of the weakest teams in the Premier League. And obviously, you'd like to think we would strengthen, but imagine us back in the Premier League going against some of those teams who would absolutely rip us to shreds. And that does worry me. And you know, much as I would love to go up, of course I want to go up, but then, you know, how enjoyable is it going to be unless we strengthen? But that's for another day, and let's worry about that when it comes to it. But that first 20 minutes showed me kind of a bit of, you know, it's not going to be pretty if we hopefully do, fingers crossed, go up.
Just before we go, Marky, where did you get that lovely T-shirt that you're wearing right now? There's a story behind it as well, I can tell.
I could have gone full pelt, couldn't I, guys? I could have gone season 4 with a baddie team with a T-shirt. Yeah. But I thought I'll keep it going along, bubbling along with what we all know. Listen, guys, it's not pajamas. It's day. All right?
Love it. I'll tell you what, it's looking beautiful. Mark, thank you so much for making your back of the net debut. I have to do a coffee and Ashley Cross again very soon.
I look forward to it. I feel all nervous.
Don't be. No, it's nice to see you down there in coffee number 1 the other time. Nice to see you, and no doubt see you soon. Take care, Mark.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Mark Harry's on the way. John, when you're playing roulette and it's gone like red so many times, you know, like we're getting all these wins. If we do beat Brentford, does that sort of worry you a little bit that, you know, at some point it will go black, and we don't want that to be the playoff final, do we?
No, not at all. And I've been corrected in chat. It's Millwall next. I think I got ahead of myself. But at least assuming they're right. But they probably are. Yeah. I mean, that's a little bit of a worry because you're absolutely right. Runs can't last forever. But I do say that I think it was a few weeks back when we were discussing whether Woodgate would get the job. And I did say that I think he's hiding to nothing in terms of whether we go up or stay down or stay here, whether he'd actually get it or not. I did say that if he won every match until the end of the season, then I would agree that he probably should get the job. He's doing not a bad job of getting that, to be fair. And if he does win every match from here to the end of the season, whether it's through the playoffs or not, we'll have gone up. So, you know, Brentford is the next marker. You know, Millwall won't be an easy game, not at all. They're a very tough team to play against, and we can win that. Another good sign, but Brentford is the one because, you know, we lost there 2-1, and that was we weren't too bad on the day, to be honest, against Brentford in that game, and that was obviously with JT still in charge. So, yeah, I think you know, I was hoping this would be the big match where I could say, right, Woodgate, yes or no. I can't do that now because the game really wasn't showed what we can do against an 11-man Norwich side. So Brentford's the next one, and look, we keep winning 6 in a row, keep it up, and we'll never know.
I mean, it's incredible where we're at. If you think about it, a few weeks ago we were 5 points behind, and you know, some of us are daring to dream about second place, which, as John said, is going to have to take a lot of results to go well, and etc. But the fact we're even talking about that, I mean, after Reading's result last night and tonight's result, I mean, it will be a travesty. You know, something will have to go horrendously wrong for us not to get in the playoffs. And just one final thing before I go, actually, is the whole Pearson-Wilson debate. I just don't see it as a debate because people saying Pearson away and Wilshere at home. Pearson, for me, along with Jeff, has to start if we're playing in the playoffs now or whatever, every game for me, because he's so integral to everything that we do, giving us that balance. You know, we're not a soft touch anymore. A lot of that is down to him, as he showed tonight. And I'm not negating anything that Jack Wilshere can do because I think he's a fantastic player. But for me, Pearson starts every game if he's fit.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Brilliant. John and Aaron, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you,
Thanks,
as
Sam.
always.
Up the Cherries.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Up the Cherries. And if you want to get involved tonight, you can do so just by going to afcbpodcast.com/take part. That's the URL that you need to go to in your browser or your phone or whatever, just at the top of the screen. Someone just said that Norwich's last loss was early Feb. I think their last loss at home was against Derby, was it? Like early October. So, yeah, to win at their place, pretty good. We got Mark, Harry here. We got John and Jeremy. So, Mark, John, and Jeremy, let's bring you in. Evening, guys. Mark, how are you, mate?
All right.
3-1 over Norwich City, league leaders, and we made it look easy.
I know. In the first 20 minutes, I thought we weren't even going to win this at all.
You might just need to turn your TV down, or I can hear some feedback from somewhere, mate. So yeah, it's just I can hear some voice in the background. But yeah, you're right. Based on the first 20 minutes, it wasn't particularly great, but then it all turned on that red card, didn't it?
Yeah. But second place, I don't think we're going to get there. Third is probably our best, but I don't think we're going to get second at all.
No, I mean it would have to be a huge turnaround, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what changed then. I mean, obviously Norwich went down to 10 men, but even still, the rest of the first half we didn't create that much. But Sami Surridge came on, and then when he came on, his first touch was a goal, and him and Dom working up front together, we've seen before that it works, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I didn't see how that was before it was an offside, before it was given a goal. Because... Sorry.
That's right. No, yeah. I mean, absolutely right. And I think it's, the offside was because Solanki touched it. When he shouldn't have, he should have just let it go in, because it was going in, and Danju looked at Dom and said, "Oh, Dom, what are you doing?" But thankfully, it didn't really matter. So, beating Norwich 3-1, huge confidence boost for the side. Where do you think we're going to end up then? Third?
Probably, yeah.
Take that, wouldn't you? Absolutely, take that. And your man of the match tonight, mate?
I'll probably say Danjuma.
Yeah, Danjuma. But does Pearson run him close? Because a lot of people in chat are talking about Ben Pearson, saying he had a great game for us.
Yeah, I think so. But that goal that Danjuma had, I think, probably gave him the man of the match.
And what a goal it was. What was your reaction when that went in? I went absolutely nuts.
I was just shouting everywhere.
Absolutely love it. Mark, thanks for making your back of the net debut. I'm sorry for keeping you for so long, but you did a sterling job. Thank you so much, mate. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. We had to just mute you during that AFCB, John, because there was just a little bit of background audio, but all is good. What we can do, we can bring in the background Filippo, but he's not Filippo. He's now called Six Lipo. Get in. Top man. But John, talk me through that, mate.
Hi, Sam. How are you? All right?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, you're good in general. Yeah, good.
Yeah, very good.
No, excellent. Obviously, I've not been on for a while. It's good to see you all, Jeremy. And I'll have to call him Six Lipo because, that's your name now, mate.
Yeah, well, it is. It's stuck. That's it.
Yeah, what like a month it's been. I mean, we've had a funny one, haven't we? I mean, I can think before, obviously, Woodgate came, or even just as he came in, and there was a lot of disarray, and I think as fans, we felt kind of sort of bruised from performances that weren't going our way. But since then, we've just gone from strength to strength. I think we've got 18 out of 18 points from 6 games, and tonight just carried on in that same vein for me. I can see what the other John was saying, but for me, a game isn't 20 minutes. And on my little group chat, we've got like Daniel, Heather's on there, George is on there, Jamie on Twitter. I was saying, look, it's early days, long way to go. Because I was sort of thinking that Norwich they were just having like a flurry. You know, like you see that with football teams where they sort of start a game, they've got the home advantage, even though we don't really have that as such, with obviously the fans not being there. But I felt it was just, they kind of had that sort of edge to them because it's in their patch, it's at Carrow Road. So I sort of thought, let's just be calm. Even when their goal went in, I thought, all right, we're not really playing our best right now, but there's still a lot of time. And sure enough, I think once we got into the game, we were too much for them. And can I just say, Lloyd Kelly, wow! I think we've seen shades of it coming in the season. I can't think of games in particular, but he has had good efforts on goal, and the way he just delicately rolled his foot over the ball, just slotted it home, and again another assist for Danjuma, and he pops up with his magic and scores. It's like every game is like an assist and a goal now. He's going to pop up and do something magic. So what a man!
His stats are really good. And Jeremy, did you see the game this evening?
It's funny, I saw the first half. I didn't see the second half.
Jeremy, you're always missing some of the game. You always come on and say, I didn't see the game.
Listen, I did the best though. I will say, like others are talking about, the first 20 minutes. We came out and proverbially got punched in the face, right? And so I thought before the red card, we started to get into the game more. And so we started to gain some possession. Absolutely. And I will say this too. I think Pearson is the man of the match, but he's the guy that you absolutely hate when he's on the other team. But when he's on your team, hey, he's the best guy out there, right? I mean, I watched him even before the red card, and he's flopping all over the place. I mean, he's the guy that they make fun of, football players, is there's a sniper up there in the stands and shooting him every 5 seconds because he's falling. And but hey, he's on our team, so he's our guy, right? I was very impressed. Danjuma, man, that was a world-class goal. Unbelievable. I saw the highlights, and beautiful. So, Sam, you laughed at me, by the way, a few weeks ago. I mentioned that maybe we can catch Watford, and you laughed. And we're 8 points behind them with what?
Still laughing now a little bit.
I think they'd have to lose a lot, maybe a draw.
Yeah, they'd have to lose a lot, but still, we're
4 points.
But you know what? As you saw the first half, Jeremy, were you getting frustrated by us getting into great positions and then just overplaying it in the final third, or just playing, a heavy pass? And it happened to some extent in the second half at times where you just thought, why did you play it at that much pace? I mean, we had an attack in the second half, but it was like 4-on-3.
Well, and that's it.
Overplayed it. It's like, oh, come on.
At the end of the first half, I mean, we're just dinking the ball around the 18, right at the edge of the 18-yard box, and time runs out. And you go, what? Put the ball on net, right? Put the ball on goal, whatever you want to say. I noticed that, as you guys would say, Solanki, or Solanki, as we would say down here in southeastern United States.
Yeah, Solanki.
I noticed he's got a lead foot when he's trying to do the give and go, right? He'll give it to Danjuma, and Danjuma will try to give it back to him, or vice versa. And it's like that first touch for him. He missed it so often. And I'm going to go like I always do, Sam. I always ask, you guys call Wickham, you call Wycombe Wickham, right? Wickham. And Derby, Dobby. And how in the world do you get Norwich from Norwich with a W? So y'all help me with this, please.
It's subtle. You're sort of nearly saying the words like Norwich. Well, it's like so fast. You're sort of saying it.
It's just like the OUGH suffix of words, isn't it? You got though
or through. You guys, you say TH with an F. It's like through.
There are so many of them. Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's Danjuma was the man again.
Absolutely.
Was he your man of the match, Jeremy?
No, I still say Pearson was, just because of he disrupts the game for the opposition so much, and he gets under your skin. Again, I can't say it enough. He's the guy that drives you nuts when your team is playing that guy. And I'm watching him, and I'm a fan, and he kind of made me mad with his flopping around. I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah.
But he's our guy, so I get over it, right?
Yeah. Fair play, Jeremy. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Good to see you, Jeremy. Take care. See you
Cheers,
again.
Jeremy. And also, John, fair play, mate. Happy, smiling. That's what we want to see.
Can I just say my man of the match is actually different to anyone so far?
Yeah,
I'm going to give it to Adam Smith. I think he goes unnoticed a lot. We don't tend to talk about him so much, but he's bombing down that wing. He's not always delivering the ball perfectly and somebody's getting on the end of it, but he's sort of like Solanki, but in that position at where he is at right back. He's like that, the equivalent of right back. He's a workhorse and he'll just put in like 100%. And I think he contributed a lot tonight, so he's my man of the match. And yeah, just so buzzing. Let's go for Millwall now. The pressure's off a little bit, I'd say, because obviously, we 7 points on Reading now.
Yeah.
I put a Twitter post and I said that's playoffs wrapped up because I believe it is.
Certainly hope so, John.
So
it's been a
yeah,
pleasure to have you on.
good to see you both, lads, and everyone in the comments. Take care, and
Cheers.
see you again. Cheers, lads.
Up the
Enjoy.
Cherries.
See you.
Thank
Up
you
the
very
Cherries.
much. Appreciate it, mate. That's AFCB John. And if you want to, 41 minutes. We'll put the address up again if you want to take part. There it is up there. AFCBpodcast.com/take part. A few people have posted it in chat as well. Filippo, before we come to you, we're going to bring in two faces that people will know. This guy.
Hello,
right?
mate.
How are you?
Hi, Filippo.
Hi, Steve.
And also, Kirk Tovey. How are you?
Oh,
very, very good.
Very good. Right. Filippo, we haven't heard from you then, mate. Take it away. Your post-it note says get in, and obviously delighted. 6 Lipo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, you know what, Sam? I remember that a few weeks ago you predicted that Norwich would have been already promoted for this game.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
I remember you did. And I didn't expect really that they had this kind of effort. They were kind of fuming, and they did lots and lots of faults, and a great effort. And then of course they paid with that red card, and we on the other side we started the game quite bad because. Maybe we looked a bit tired in the first minutes. So it's kind of normal that Norwich put up the pressure and created chances and scored the opening goal. But I think that also that we were kind of slow with the ball, and you can see that in the final minutes of the first half when we couldn't get the ball in the air. So that was that. But I think that also that Jonathan Woodgate made at a speech with the players, and that worked really well because second half was completely another team. We completely transformed, and we came back and we put on the sixth win in a row. 6 win. I mean that's an insane form. It's an insane form because I read in the comments last Norwich loss was in February. Last home match was in October. You said so. I really don't know. What this team is doing.
Well, this is what I said to Neil Dawson on one of the last Second Look shows / podcasts that we did, Steve, that the quality of the Championship hasn't actually been that good, apart from 2 teams and now us. Norwich have run away with it where they haven't actually had to be that convincing to do so. They're on 90 points already. And Watford haven't exactly been great, but they're looking like they're going to get automatically promoted. It's a chance missed on our part to have gone up through automatics, but thankfully we seem to be coming good at a good time. But the quality hasn't been there this season, has it?
No, it hasn't, mate. And I think we saw tonight in that first sort of opening exchanges how much better Norwich are than what else we've played against of late, because they completely dominated us for that first 15 minutes. We were nowhere near them. Their movement and passing was we haven't seen the likes of that for most of the season. And fortunately for us, they get a red card because I didn't like our chances at that point. And after that, they did the typical thing when you lose a man. They did the 2 banks of 4 with a man up front on his own, and just made the pitch very narrow for us and tried to frustrate us, which I think they did. We were going backwards and forwards across the box, weren't really making a lot of chances, and it was crying out for a change. And luckily enough, Woodgate saw that as well, and it all came to fruition in the second half.
It did. Tom Jules just sent me a picture of a Google search he's just done. So players better than Messi. Let's have a scroll down and see what. Let's see what he's got.
Philip Billy's in there.
Oh, it's on Danjuma. Oh, look! Oh, I love it, Tom. Brilliant stuff. I mean, I presume that's a meme rather than a thing, right? Anyway, Kirk, how are you? 3-1. New trim.
Yeah, fresh cut. What's going on with you and Tom? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, there's a bit of man loving going on.
Apparently so.
This is a problem when you have a match review show straight after a game. You miss all the good stuff in the first 30 minutes. You see?
Yeah. What was your assumption? What was your thoughts on that? Because it was a game of almost quarters. First sort of quarter we were pretty poor. Then it all changed on a decision. Although we did get back into it before that, but we were poor.
Yeah, I thought we were pants first 12 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I thought all over the pitch, Norwich were better. Aggression, energy, getting on the ball, pressing, ambition. This is a team that's already up. They didn't need to do that. The goal was replicated to me the goal that we conceded against Reading. Lucas Jow picked up a space between our centre back and our left back. And hurt us. Yeah. And it was like watching that all over again. And obviously we know what happened that day. We went in 3-0 down. So I was severely concerned when Cook and Kelly made a mess of the first goal. But the red card came. I actually thought Ben Pearson was going to be in trouble in real play. I thought the referee was going for him. But actually on reflection and seeing the replay, it was a red card. And actually, if we were in the Premier League and there's VAR involved, it's a red card. So I had a bit of stick on Twitter at halftime from Norwich fans thinking that we were soft and like butter. That was a red card. But that changed the dynamic of the game then, and it meant we could get on the ball because we weren't on the ball at all. But the problem was, and we said this, me and Steve, is that when red cards happen so early in the games like this, it can be difficult to break teams down. And we almost needed to go in 1-0, and we should have gone in 1-0. But obviously that unselfish striker that we have has now become selfish because he scored 2 consecutive games in a row, and he's taken goals off Danjuma.
Perhaps that's your fault, Kirk. We're going on at him for too long.
Maybe. But obviously we turned it around in the second half, and the quality. And when you've got players like Danjuma, got to make sure we keep this player.
Different class, wasn't he? Filippo, I mean, we've all talked about Danjuma. A lot of us have talked about Pearson. Are there any other players that you think should be given a mention tonight?
Yeah, what an impact from Sam Sarridge, for example.
Yeah.
Got into
again.
Yeah.
Again, comes off the bench and makes an impact, Filippo.
Yeah, of course, and
thanks. You see, I'm swigging.
And that's and yeah,
I'm having a good night. I'm on these next.
Consummate professional.
Yeah.
Come on,
mate,
Felipe,
I'm delighted.
Felipe's got something to say here, guys. Come on.
Sorry. Only say that he had the quality even more of at our game. So that is that. I think that I will start him maybe after we clinch the playoff. For example, in the weekend game, in the game against Stoke City, the games like that. I will start him to make like a test, to test him for the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, what was that formation change when Sam Surridge came on, Kirk? What happened?
Well, I freaked out because I thought it meant Billing was going into a 2. So I was
Yeah.
just like, although I was glad to see Surridge come on, and he's done this so many times this season and impacted us. And if we do go up, there needs to be some recognition that goes to that kid, because I think he's not a world beater, but he is the closest thing we've got to a number 9. And he's in that 6-yard box to get us the equaliser. But it did mean we went to a 2. However, again, speaking to Steve off air, it sort of was a bit different because they had only 10 men. We know Billing struggles in a 2, but it wasn't going to be played the same way with Norwich having one less man. But yeah, I think it was sort of a 4-4-2 with Billing still being able to push on and Pearson still mopping up.
And it's quite nice that we had license to do that. I mean, I don't think you could do that if they had 11 men. I don't know, but no. Either way, Steve, huge boost for us. I was saying to John Spark earlier, when you're at the casino and you've had 8 reds in a row, at some point, you're going to get a black or a 0.
You keep thinking it, but they keep coming up red, don't they?
Are we peaking too soon?
No, I don't think so. I think we've timed this quite well, actually. I think this is just the sort of momentum we need. I think that was a massive hurdle we've got past tonight without destroying any confidence. It could quite easily have gone the other way, and we could have got a dick in tonight. Yeah. And that wouldn't have been good for momentum or for confidence. But as it pans out, we got over the line, and I think I don't, like you were saying a bit earlier, it's only really Norwich, Brentford, maybe Watford that I'm worried about at all. The others I don't really, possibly Barnsley because they don't seem to ever lose, and we have struggled against them twice. But I think we've hit form at the right time, and Danju-magic certainly has. Lloyd Kelly, that partnership with him and Lloyd Kelly, I mean, I'm almost going to get to the point soon where I'm going to say it's almost knocking on the door better than Pukki and Daniels. But
I mean, Sam, I don't know if you saw this. Just before half time, there was a graphic that went onto Woodgate, and he looked absolutely pissed, like really like fuming, had a bit of a face on. And I wonder if he went in there and just, let himself out a bit in front of the players and thought, this ain't good enough. And obviously he took Lerma off and brought Surridge on. The only concern I have is that we pretty much know what the team's going to be week in, week out. And obviously Tyndall got found out about just past probably the 15th of December. We started to struggle, didn't we? Apart from the Stoke win, do we get found out, and have we got the ability to then change that if we go into these playoffs and we're still playing the same 11? But on the other hand, Eddie played the same 11 for 46 games. So it's something I'm just going to throw out there, really, in whether we are going to become a little bit predictable in about 4 games' time.
Let's hope not.
Point, Steve. Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think, Steve?
Well, I don't think so. I think he's doing the right thing. I think we were crying out for consistency in team selection, and he's done that. He's stuck to his guns. All right, he did pee about with it a little bit at the start, but he was finding his feet in the job. So he quickly realised that wasn't going to work, and he stuck to this formation, and it's not let him down. The players haven't let him down. The players are buying into it. We're starting to see improvements among all across the pitch. I mean, Danju-magic has stepped up to another level now. Billings become a better than Messi, and Dom's got his 2 goals. I mean, it's all going in the right way. I mean, Kelly. Can I just mention Kelly? I thought he was absolutely brilliant tonight. For me, he was my man of the match. Just because I'm a defender and I always sway to the defenders, but he's really, really settled into that left back role now. So whatever Jonathan needs a bit of praise because all this turnarounds come in the last couple of months. So hats off to him.
I was going to say, hopping back to a video we did a month or so ago when we were talking about the accounts, and the club in board said, yes, Max has invested a load of money, £150 million or more, but they said it's okay because we've got the assets out on the pitch. Now, arguably players are playing themselves into a good financial, for the club, like Danjuma now. I don't know what players like him would go out for, but you're looking through the side and there are a number of players that you think, oh yeah, they've, retained their value, if not, maybe doubled it or whatever. Then I look at David Brooks, Steve, that I'm still thinking it feels like there's quite an imbalance because, Danjuma just seems to be that player that has a lot of space on that side, and he's capable of either jinking inside, cutting inside, or running to the byline, cutting it back, as we saw many times. David Brooks, it's like he's being found out because he always likes to play with the, like with the opposition in front of him. Yeah. And he's not a player to take him on. And I'm just thinking, like, with Stanislas, who came on 70 minutes or so, is there a case for maybe moving forward with Stanislas on one side, even though that's not his best side, but he's probably more effective than a half-boiled David Brooks?
Well, I mean, I've said it for a long time. I just don't see him as a winger myself. I see him as a more central player, but he ain't going to shift Billing out of that position now. And I don't see who he would. Yeah, he's certain. I mean, he had that season, didn't he, for us in the Premier League, where he looked absolute mustard. And then the injury hit him, and whether it's a psychological thing because of that, he's never really got back to those sorts of levels. A couple of games ago, he said he had a good game, and then Woodgate comes out and said he's only 70% fit. So we thought, oh, brilliant, he's going to push on from here. We're going to see the old Brooks. But again, tonight, I thought Adam Smith was more of a threat than he was down that side.
Well, Brooks cut inside quite a lot, I thought. Brooks, tried to cut and
he has become one. He's not got blistering pace. No. He used to have that thing where he used to almost glide past players, and we used to think, well, how has he done that? Just natural ability. But he doesn't seem to do that anymore.
Are we thinking he's like a little bit turning to Harry Wilson a little bit?
Possibly. But I mean, hasn't got the free kick on him, has he?
No, he hasn't. Filippo, I need to bring you in. So, what do we do? What do we change? Do we change? Which we've got Millwall next. Do we just go with the same side again, or do we make any changes?
Don't know. Luckily, is the last midweek game of the year. So yeah, finally, and let's try for. It's Brentford on next Saturday. So maybe some changes are required. For example, starting Jack Wilshere and Seb Sarridge. But can we clinch the playoff spot in the next round? Already?
Oh, what actual mathematically? Like Statman Kirk, I'm relying on you now. I don't know the answer to this.
Come on, earn your money, Kirk.
Or automatics?
Yeah, no. In terms of actually,
does it get mathematically we can't drop out of the playoffs?
Yeah,
no. There's 12. There's 3, 6, 9. There's 12, and we're 7. So no, there's we still need a couple of wins, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. There is no way. I said the minute.
Guaranteed.
If we
win the next game and against Wycombe, or maybe we get at least a point from Brentford. But I think that now we can win against everybody.
Yeah, Sorry, Filippo. What we're going to do is bring in Jamie quickly. Filippo, thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Up the Cherries.
Up the Cherries. Absolutely love it. Get in. And Jamie, sorry, we'll bring you on to finish, mate. Mate, you've had a haircut as well.
Yeah, I had it Monday. It took 2 hours.
It took 2 hours?
Yeah, the queue is massive.
Oh, right.
Haircut.
I just thought you had loads of hair.
No.
How are you anyway, Jamie? You all right?
Yeah, good. Great win.
Happy with the 3-1 win. Who was your standout player today?
Well, you got Billing, Danjuma, Solanki, Sturridge, Vickers, Kelly.
So you're going through the whole side there. I mean, we've not, it's hard to judge how we were defensively because the first 15 minutes or less, as Kirk alluded to earlier, Norwich battered us and they scored, and we looked really sort of susceptible. But then the sending off happened. But after that, Jamie, our defence coped relatively well. So Cameron Carter-Vickers, he's a player that you'd be looking to sign permanently by the sounds of it. What do you think are his qualities?
Great player. I would love to sign him. Even if it's expensive, I would still take him.
Fair play. And you're happy with Lloyd Kelly at the moment, Jamie?
Yeah. Great goal as well by him.
Yeah, really good. Hardly any backlift by the looks of it. And then on the right, Steve Cook, 350th league appearance by the sounds of it. Absolutely superb. Fair play to Cookie. And Adam Smith on the right-hand side. It was always Jack Stacey or Adam Smith, but are you happy with Adam Smith at the moment, Jamie?
Yeah, good overlapping runs. Brilliant. Let Brooks pass it to him and get him in the box or let him run inside.
Yeah. Brilliant. So, can I have a prediction for the next match against Millwall then? Go on.
I did go negative for this one, and I feel like we can win that either. Obviously changes because Brentford's a massive game.
Yeah.
I think we can win by 4-0 pushing it.
Oh, bloody hell. I'll take that, Jamie. Superb, mate.
If we can score 3 against Norwich, why can't we do it against Millwall?
You're not wrong. Jamie, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. What a guy.
Hello,
what a guy. Closing comments from you two?
Go on, Steve.
Okay, I'll do it. Hey, go on, Kirk, you do it. I'll come up to see you next.
Yeah, we got over the line. A draw was going to be enough tonight, but we got all 3, which is more the sweeter. And we upset the party a little bit, but I'm sure they'll still be getting the champagne out. We're taking a different route to the Premier League than what Norwich are, but we're in a good place. 6 wins in a row. Just talking about that defence, and if we get to the Premier League, I like Cameron Carter-Vickers, but it's the unknown. We've never seen him play in the Premier League. And remember, Steve Cook's now going to be going into the Premier League if we get there in his 30s. So, it's something to think about. But I'm liking Lloyd Kelly. Millwall, I think we'll see a few changes. Nothing personally against Smith, but I can see Jack Stacey coming in and playing right back. And I can also see Jack Wilshere coming into the team with Brentford after that. So I can see some changes. I can also see Stanislas playing as well. So maybe 3 changes, but I know we don't want to go down the argument of saying not too many changes. That's what we're having problems with. But I can definitely see 2 or 3 changes for Wednesday.
Heather said, seen Dom's tweet. I'm going to have to look it up now and put it live on air. No, I haven't seen it, but I think we need to see it because...
I hope it's not aimed at me.
What he did tonight was unforgivable, I've got to say. But let's see what he says.
We had that little conversation, didn't we? What is it about Carrow Road where we have moments of madness?
Big win. Striker's instinct got the better of me there, but 6 wins on the bounce. Let's carry this on till the end. It's just glad we won it, because otherwise the abuse that he'd been getting would have been not even worth it. Steve, it's on. It's on, isn't it? The playoff push is on. Wembley, here we come, right?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've already booked my coach up there. So yeah, I think it's been, as soon as we've got back in there, I think psychologically for the players, I think that was pretty key just to get back in there. And we've pushed on, and this was a massive hurdle, and we've got over the line. I would have liked to have seen what had happened if we could have seen the mettle of the team, if we could have got back into that game with 11 v 11. It wasn't looking good, but that's where I would have liked to see what Woodgate would have done at half time had we been 11 against 11. But we'll never know. 3-1, and it was a performance to be proud of, really.
Just very quickly as well, Sam. I know you're going to wrap up the show and that, but I did put out a tweet the other day about who you'd want to play in the semi-finals. I know it's a bit early and getting ahead of ourselves, but Brentford do scare me over one game. And, you know, we could potentially end up in third the way we're playing. We could jump Swansea in a couple of games, you know, and I would rather play Brentford over 2 legs than a one-off game at Wembley, because they have got players that can turn up and win football matches. I think it'd be a lot tighter over 190 minutes. I mean, I don't know quickly what your thoughts are, if you want to give any thoughts, but yeah, I'd rather play someone like Brentford in the semis, as stupid as it sounds.
Steve?
Not really. I don't really think it matters now. I know what you're saying in a one-off game, but I mean, equally, you could get any run of the, you know, like tonight, you could get a red card, a penalty that's, you know, a penalty or whatever. You just don't get the rub of the green. I think Barnsley, obviously, we've not got a point of, have we?
No, we beat them, didn't we?
Yeah,
We beat
4-0,
them.
yeah, we beat 4. Yeah.
Oh no, we beat them. Sorry, yeah. So well, yeah, but they just keep on winning and winning and winning. Swansea, I would think probably would, if I was to pick any of them, would be the one in the one-off game.
Yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I'm going to have a think. I'm going to have a think about that. I'll have to get back to you. Kirk and Steve, it has been a pleasure.
Excellent stuff.
Thanks very much.
It's been a pleasure seeing Kirk's lovely new haircut.
Yeah, Steve, you play football tomorrow?
I am. Yes.
Good man. But Kirk, you play football tomorrow?
Probably not until next week.
All right, mate. All right, mate. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in person. Kirk, thanks very much.
No worries.
And also Steve Hensman, thank you very much.
See you, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. And yeah, it's on, isn't it? It's on. The playoff push is on. So here are some of your messages to the players.
Go out there. Give it everything that you've got.
We believe in you.
Come on, boys!
Go, Cherries. You can do it. We've got faith in you.
AFC Bournemouth means so much to myself, everybody around Bournemouth, and now people on every corner of the planet. So good luck, leave everything out on the pitch, as together anything is possible.
Football is my passion. I wear my AFC Bournemouth shirt with pride. So go out there and smash it, boys. We are Cherries, through and through.
Just want to wish you boys all the best of luck for Saturday coming and the rest of the season. If there's ever a time to do it and do it for the fans, it'll be now. And I'm sure you don't want to see me come in and have a chat with you again. Come on, lads!
Go, Cherries!
Sad to not be there cheering you on, lads, but we'll be cheering you on from home. So go out there, give everything you've got, have no regrets. Together, anything is possible. Up the Cherries.
Just a message to everyone at AFC Bournemouth, on behalf of all the fans, wish you all the best for the remainder of the season. We know you'll give your all. We might not be there in person, but at home we'll be kicking every ball. And we believe in you. I have no doubt you'll do the job. Come on, lads. Up the Cherries.
Hi lads, just want to wish you the best of luck for Saturday and the rest of the season. We'll all be cheering you on from home. We know you can do it. Come on, you Reds.
Hello boys. Before we went into lockdown, the stadium was rocking. All the fans were behind you and we're still behind you now. And if you give it everything, there's no way we can lose. No way. Come on boys, up the Cherries!
Your ability, your fitness and your professionalism have always done this club proud. And I think we can achieve even more next season. Come on, you Cherries.
Hi lads, just wanted to say everyone is behind you and I know you're capable of a really strong finish. Up the Cherries.
Just want to wish you all the very best for the remainder of the season, but play with no fear, be positive and you'll achieve the target of Premier League football next season.
It's on, isn't it? It really is on. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the second look tomorrow. Great evening. Great day. Take care.